I'm back, and this time we're doing college football top 25 predictions for week 13 of 2025. And so the first game we have is Ohio State against Rutgers going to Ohio State. I think Ohio State's going to walk right over them. Personally, because Rutgers has not been doing too well. So I got Ohio State in this one. And they're cute, and their offense and defense has been doing really good. Number 15 USC going to Eugene to take on number 7 Oregon. Personally, I think Oregon is going to win this. I'm going to have to pick Oregon, but if USC pulls off a comeback, that would be absolutely wild. Although I would not be surprised with the season USC is having right now. Next up, we have Tennessee going to the Swamp to face Florida. Personally, Florida is not doing well this year, so I'm going to have to pick Tennessee just because Florida is not doing well, and Aguilar has nearly 3,000 yards passing. DJ Lagway only barely is just under 2,000 yards. And Tennessee's defense has been pretty good this year. So I think Tennessee is going to take out Florida in the Swamp. We have number 22 Missouri going to number 8 Oklahoma. Oklahoma coming off a ginormous win at Alabama. So I think that Oklahoma's going to win this because number 1 is in Norman. And number 2, Mateer, even though he's dropping out of the Heisman favorite, I think Oklahoma has a shot to make a playoff run. Missouri, I don't think they have the offense, even though their running back is really good. On 197 carries, Hardy has 1,346 yards and 15 touchdowns, which is really big. Missouri's defense has not been too hot, though. Oklahoma's defense has been, even though Oklahoma's kind of cheated a little bit in the season. But I think Oklahoma's going to pull it off and beat Missouri in Norman. It's going to be a close game, but Oklahoma comes out on top. Miami Hurricanes going to the Virginia Tech Hokies. Carson Beck has been doing pretty good this year. I think Miami's going to easily get this. I think it might be close. Virginia Tech might score early, but in the end, Miami comes out on top. Carson Beck feels a lot of the game because he has nearly 2,500 yards passing. And the Virginia Tech QB Drones has barely over 1,500. So I think passing yards are going to be a big stat in this game. Next up, we have Charlotte going to Athens to take on number 4 Georgia. Stockton doing pretty good. Georgia's been doing pretty good without Carson Beck. So I think that, I know Georgia's easily going to stomp Charlotte, but because Charlotte only has a 1% chance. So I think Georgia's easily going to get this because number one's in Athens, and Charlotte has not been doing too hot this season. Eastern Illinois going to Bryant-Denny to take on Alabama. Alabama coming off a tough loss against Oklahoma, like I mentioned before. Ty Simpson, easily a first-round pick if he does go into the draft this year. Miller, Alabama's not a run team. They're more of a pass first, run second team. Eastern Illinois, FCS team, they do not have the power to take on an FBS team in Alabama. So I think Alabama's going to stomp Eastern Illinois. Syracuse going on to take Kentucky. Syracuse going to Notre Dame. Syracuse had a solid start to the season, but I don't think that they're going to be able to get past Notre Dame and their running back, and their QB is doing pretty good as well. Next up, we have Kentucky going to Vanderbilt, going to Nashville to take on Vanderbilt. Pavia, he's turned Vanderbilt around, and he is nearly 2,500 yards passing on the season. So I think Pavia is going to do good in this game. He is a dual threat QB and a half. He has over 500 yards rushing and, like I mentioned before, just under 2,500 yards passing, with 21 touchdowns and 5 interceptions passing and 7 touchdowns carrying. Boley, a freshman, he's not going to last against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's just gotten too good. Next we have Arkansas going to Texas. Arch Manning and Texas are going to... although Arkansas does have a good QB in Taylon Green, I think Arch Manning has progressed over the season. He's turned into a decent quarterback. So I think Arch Manning is going to wipe all over Texas. I think Arch Manning is going to wipe off all over Arkansas. Tulane going to Temple. Tulane has a pretty good QB. He has over 500 yards rushing and just over 2,000 yards passing. He has 12 touchdowns and 4 interceptions passing. Carrying, he has 11 touchdowns, which is impressive. Tulane is going to Philadelphia, so let's see how Tulane handles in Philadelphia. I think Tulane's going to pull it off. Kansas State going to Utah. Kansas State has a good QB in Avery Johnson. I think Utah's going to pull it off, though. I think they have a solid team this year. So, yeah, Utah's going to pull it off because it's in Salt Lake. And, Utah's doing pretty good this year. Michigan going to Maryland. Michigan too powerful. Maryland, I don't think they're going to be able to stop Michigan's offense. Michigan's defense is also doing pretty well. Their leading sack, the player who leads in sacks, he has 8.5. So, yeah, he's he can get through that line pretty good if he is 8.5. TCU going to Houston. This is going to be a good game. I think TCU might actually pull it off. because they have a pretty good QB. Yeah, I think Houston's gonna. I mean, TCU is gonna pull it off because their QB nearly has 3,000 yards passing. Weigman only has just barely gotten over 2,000. TCU's defense has been pretty well. Has been doing pretty good as well. Next we have Pitt going to Georgia Tech. I think Georgia Tech has a good QB in Haynes King. So I think Georgia Tech comes out with the win. Illinois going to Wisconsin. Wisconsin is not good enough. Their QB only has 635 yards passing. Altmaier is just under 2,500 passing. So I think Illinois is coming out on top. Illinois pretty standardly coming out on top. BYU and Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati's going to take this one because it's in Cincinnati, and Cincinnati is a pretty good team this year. I think they've beaten a couple ranked teams on the season. I could be wrong, but they've beaten some solid teams, so I don't think they've beaten ranked teams. And lastly, Arizona State going to Colorado. Arizona State is just too powerful with Levitt, and the running game that Arizona State has is something else. You guys saw it in Scatterboo last year. Scatterboo was a train. No one could stop him. So I think Arizona takes the dub in Boulder. So